Sweetheart, what was that frantic miss?
Goodness, you're here. I am on the verge of hysteria. I'm trying not to be, but I'm right there.
What happened?
Thank goodness you're not in any danger. You're not, are you?
No.
Good, because I am. Now it's your turn to worry about me. Honey, Paul Kendall's making good on his threat. He has written me a letter. He's made several phone calls, and the police refuse to do anything about it.
Why?
Because they say it's just a prank. They say it probably isn't Paul Kendall at all.
Well, that could be true.
You, of all people, can give me an insensitive answer like that?
Don't start yelling at me, okay?
I'm sorry. Honey, please, forgive me for the outburst, but you better get used to it, because there are going to be hundreds of them.
All right, look. If the police refuse to help you, then let's get a private detective. Let's call your friend Jon Russell, okay?
Jonathan Russell is the last person on earth I would call.
I thought you liked John.
That was days ago. Now I think he's an insufferable egomaniac, and I don't want to talk about him. So, what do you think I should do about the situation?
Well, have you talked to Dad about it?
No, he's up to his neck in this campaign, which he looks like he's about to lose.
Look, I really think that you should talk to him about it because I think he still cares a lot about you. And I think that he could talk to Ed Hall. And that way they can get a policeman to watch you.
Oh, as far as Ed is concerned, he can't spare any manpower for anything as frivolous as a threat to my life. I'd like to just smash that answering machine. And
wait a second.
Certainly I'm not going to listen to the message.
You get messages all the time from friends, family, work. You're just spooked. Look, why don't we play it while I'm here? Okay?
I don't know, maybe you're
Go
right.
ahead.
I'm just
Turn it on.
overreacting. You see? He doesn't say anything, just that eerie silence. Turn it off. Just turn it off.
I don't believe this. A machine gun blasting away on the machine.
Paul was trying to remind me of San Carlos. The revolution, how he nearly got his face blown off. It's remarkably effective.
He must be really sick.
Do you think now maybe Ed Hall will take me seriously?
Well, if he wouldn't, then a private detective would have to. Look, you have to call Jon Russell.
I am not going to call Jonathan.
Why not? What happened between the two of you?
I simply can't go into it, all right? I can't.
If you want me to help you, then you are going to have to tell me everything that happened.
No, Cassie, it's too embarrassing. Oh, what the heck. Sure, it's like worrying about your makeup before you go in front of the firing squad. I wanted to get closer to Jonathan, and I didn't know how. So I thought the only way was by enlisting his professional services.
So there was never a robbery at WVLE?
Actually, that was a lie that I made up for you. What I did with Jonathan was I wrote a letter to myself and signed it Paul Kendall. I showed it to Jonathan. He, being a pro, noticed that it was written on my stationery.
I can't believe that.
Need I describe the scene that followed? He was furious at me for manipulating him. I was remorseful. He slammed out of the door.
When are you going to ever learn? Why can't you just let things happen naturally?
I couldn't let this happen naturally. No, wait, really, Jonathan is one of those men who can't express his emotions, you know? Oh, why am I trying to justify my stupidity? I was stupid, all right? I was really stupid. But I went to him this morning on my hands and knees, begging him to help me, and he wouldn't believe a word that I said.
It's like the little boy who cried wolf, right? I'm sorry, Mom. I really am.
So am I. Because now the wolf really is on the prowl.
Look, I'm gonna go get help, okay? Why don't you stay put? You know, don't do anything, okay? I'll be back soon.
Just whatever you do, don't ask your father for help, and please never tell him what I did.
I won't. Don't worry.
Okay.
I think you should call Ed Hall again and tell him what you heard on the answering machine, and maybe this time he'll take you seriously.
Where are you going?
I'll be back later on this afternoon, okay? Now don't forget to lock your door.
Huh. Yeah, I figured that out for myself.
Hi, Cassie.
John, hi. I'm so glad that you could meet me.
What's up?
Listen, I need to talk to you about my mother.
I was afraid of that. What'd she do? Send you out to find me?
No, I came on my own. I know all about the letter that she wrote.
Yeah, it was real cute, wasn't it?
I'm not going to sit here defending it.
Well, that's good. That's real refreshing for a change.
I'm not going to sit here watching you smirk about it either. Look, it's real. She's in a lot of trouble, and she's on the verge of freaking out.
Cassie, come on, take it easy. One letter and a few phone calls with no one at the other end is hardly a prescription for terror. What's got your mother coming unglued is her own guilt.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, look, after I talked to her this morning, I did consider this a little bit more seriously. And I believe her. I don't think that she's wacko enough to do the same thing twice. But the point is, that still doesn't mean that there's necessarily a sick dude stalking her down somewhere.
Well, then what would you say if I told you someone left a message on her answering machine that was the sound of a machine gun blasting away?
What? Whomever is obviously up to terror, then. You got to go to a lot of trouble to find a machine gun sound effect and play it over the telephone.
Exactly. So how can anyone think that this is a prank now?
Cassie, did you know Paul Kendall?
No, I wasn't living here then. Does this mean that you're going to help us or not?
I'm not sure.
Well, what are you waiting for? Something to happen to my mother for her to get hurt or something?
No, of course not.
Well?
But I'm just not sure I want to get involved in this case or your mother again.
I see. Great.
Hey, I'm not the only private detective in town, you know.
Well, you're the only one that we know. And my mother would have a lot of confidence that you could stop whatever is happening or find out who's behind it. Look, I'll pay you your fee or whatever you want.
Come on, Cassie, look, it's not the fee, it's, All right, I'll tell you what. Let me do a little bit of nosing around, and maybe then I'll decide.
Well, hurry up. I don't want my mother to end up in the hospital while you take your own sweet time to decide.
No. There's going to be nothing scary in it. Oh, wonderful. I've never been so happy to see bills in my life. July 12th, 1979.
Pretend that it didn't happen.
Honey, I'm not pretending anything. I'm getting on with the business of my life. I have a show to do today.
Well, schedule a repeat.
Never. Nothing's going to stop me from going on air.
I don't think it's so normal to find an old issue of the Banner just laying around like that.
I never should have burdened you with my problems. I'm making you as paranoid as I am.
It is not paranoia to worry about something for a good reason.
I have had all morning to get myself together, and I've decided to stop seeing Paul Kendall's hideously bandaged face behind every doorway, all right? Now... Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
What kind of a mind would dream up such a hideous thing?
Someone with a very sick sense of humor.
Honey, that's a warning, and we both know who sent it. Paul's face was bandaged like that the last time that I saw him.
Anyone could have read that article in the Banner and saw and found out about the bandages.
Anyone didn't do it, though. We know Paul Kendall
Look,
did.
Mom, I know that you're upset, but we have no way of proving that he left it here.
I don't need any proof. I can feel his presence. Just by holding this picture. I can feel his evil presence all around me now. Day by day, he's getting closer. He's going to make me suffer for what he thinks I did to him in San Carlos. Honey, no place is safe now. None. Not my home. Not even here in this studio.
Don't say that. Look, you're upset. We still don't have any way of proving.
What?
Believe me, you're jumping to conclusions. Why torture yourself for no reason, Mom?
For no reason, Cassie? What are you talking about? Did you see what Paul was saying? His face was bandaged when I saw him last. But his face isn't bandaged anymore, is it? He's healed by now. And with plastic surgery, he could be any face, anywhere, anytime. He's trying to send me that message. If he's vindictive enough to think of something like this, what is he planning to do next? He's horrible, Patty.
Hi, Connie. You got a minute?
Are you sure you want to be seen with me?
Yeah, I was hoping you might have a chance to give me a talk with me.
Well, if it'll take my mind off the intruder, please have a seat.
Thank you. Listen, this might get a little bit personal, but I was hoping you might answer a few questions.